Thank you for joining us in our discussion of Parshat Re'eh, the Jewish notion of happiness. The end of the Parshat speaks of happiness, rejoicing on Shavuot, rejoicing on Sukkot, particularly on Sukkot. 3 times it mentions the notion of happiness. And once it says, V'hayita ach sameach, that God will bless you with all of your different crops and all of the work of your hands. V'hayita ach sameach, and you will be very happy. Rashi says that you can read this in one of 2 ways. Lafi pshuto, according to its simple meaning, ein ze lashon tzivui, it's not a mitzvah that you must rejoice. Rather, el lashon haftacha, it's a promise. It's a language of promise. If you rejoice for 7 days in front of God in Jerusalem, as God blesses you with all of your work of your hands, there's a promise that God will make you happy. According to the rabbis, the Rabbot leilei yom tov acharon l'simcha. It tells us that not only during Sukkot, but also on the final day, Shmini Atzeret, the 8th day of Sukkot, we should also rejoice as well. Achsam, even then, we should be happy as well. According to Rashi then, you have one possibility, that the Torah is rewarding us with some ultimate value and goal. And what's that? Happiness. Just as in America, we strive for the pursuit of happiness. It's a value to pursue happiness, the greatest blessing. So too in the Torah, on the culmination of all of our pilgrimage festivals, there's a promise that one day you could actually achieve this great thing, simcha, happiness. But Rashi is not sure if indeed that is the true meaning. The rabbis understood it in terms of a mitzvah for the 8th day of Sukkot. That it's just more limited. On a holiday, you should rejoice. There's no general value of this great pie in the sky of one day achieving this all-out happiness. If we ask ourselves, what is the Jewish view on happiness? What is the Jewish insight into what it means to be happy? Firstly, we have the idea of Ejehu Ashir Hasameach Bechalko, that happiness is related to someone who is truly wealthy because they're happy with their lot. That being happy with what you have is an essential part of being happy. One of the great mystics said, what it means is to be happy with your soul such as it is. To be happiness, to find a point, an aspect of self which is good. Reb Nachman of Breslov. Reb Nachman says, if you can find that point in yourself which you're happy with, that would be ultimate happiness. Another idea of Jewish happiness is value related. That ideal happiness comes through something of meaning. When the rabbis speak of simcha, a joy, a happiness that we could have, they speak of a simcha shel mitzvah, a rejoicing, a happiness that comes from doing something I was supposed to do. That's the joy that you really achieve. When you did something that you knew that you were supposed to do. Along those lines, the Tzur Amor of Avraham Sibag, great Spanish commentator, says, you should be particularly happy. Rashi said it meant the last day. The last day is Simchas Torah. Because with Torah, you can really be happy. Achieving the learning of Torah, the carrying out of Torah, this can lead us to real happiness. As Aristotle said, happiness lies in virtuous activity. When we know that we've done the right thing, then we can achieve happiness. Ashrecha v'tov lach, when a person rejoices with the work of their own hands, they know they earned it honestly. Ashrecha v'tov lach, will be happy and things will be good for us. If we look in the writings of Reb Nachman of Breslov, he was the one who had so much to say about happiness. He was the one, after all, who said that it's a mitzvah to be happy at all times. Mitzvah gadol lios b'simcha tamid, he says right here. And he says an interesting thing. The question is, how can a person be happy? Sometimes there's a lot to be sad about. Particularly we as Jews, nationally speaking, there's much to mourn about. The period of Tisha B'Av just had. There's much to be sad about. And each person in their own life doesn't need any instructions on how to be sad about that. So what do we do with that sadness? Comes Reb Nachman and he says, that's rak be'ezeh shah. That's only at a certain time. You should make yourself a time in the day. A moment of the day to pour out your heart to God. But that's it. The rest of the time, let's focus on the histapkut, of being happy with what we have. Finding that joy in life. Finding that point in myself, which is worth being happy about. Rav Nachman has another point I'd like to share with you as well. Section Madura Tnena, the second section, number Chaf Daled. He writes as follows. Vayichad yitro al kol hatova. You should rejoice with all of the goodness. The ultimate goal of a Jew should be not only to be happy what we have, and not just happy for a nice house, a nice car, the children. We tend to make lists. You want to be happy? Make lists. What Yitro taught us, says Reb Nachman, is that you want to be happy. It has to be like it says in Parshat Ki Tavo, V'samachta b'chol hatov. You rejoice with all of the good. It's not that we're happy because of one act or the other. It's the complete life together, the klaliyut, the fact that we exist, that goodness that's within me, that I appreciate about what is good about me and what I have to offer. That which is going well in life. The fact that I have a relationship with God, that I'm a Ben Yisrael, that I'm a child of Israel. All this is part of a broader picture. Al kol hatova. The simcha should not be about one thing. The simcha should be more generic and more all-encompassing. If we ask, what is Jewish happiness? Jewish happiness has to be appreciating what we have. It has to be value-related. We have to earn the happiness by doing the right thing. And we have to find that happiness in all of what we do. And if there's sadness, says Reb Nachman, there's a time for it. And we need to find that time, make that time, and allow for that time. But not allow that sadness to permeate the general sense of happiness that should pervade our whole lives. And one more point. Sometimes we're thinking and contemplating, am I happy, am I not happy? One of the key factors is to find happiness within community. The Gemara says in Yevamos that Hashari called Adam Shein Lo Isha, a person who hasn't found communion with a wife, a man who hasn't found a wife, a woman who hasn't found a husband. We hope everyone should find a proper mate. Sharui below simcha. Without that, there's no full blessing. If we want happiness, we need to find it in community. Happiness is not fulfilling my lusts and desires. Happiness can be found in community. If we do this, if we try to have that generic sense of happiness with all that we have, if we compartmentalize the sadness that we do have, then hopefully, samachta b'chol hatov, vayitach sameach, will be blessed with that lashon havtacha, that great prayer and that great blessing that God gave us. If we do what's right, we'll have earned a right to be happy. Thanks for joining us today, and we'd like to thank Jason Lefkowitz for enabling today's lesson. And if you'd like to email us, welcome to do so at rabbijmf@gmail.com. Thank you.